The prince whose own mother sold him for a crown. The full, uncensored, heart-shattering true story of Cem Sultan, 1459 to 1495. He was born on the coldest night of 1459 in the snow-wrapped palace of Edirne. When the midwife placed the baby in his father's arms, Mehmet the Conqueror smiled for the first time in months and whispered, "His name shall be Cem, beauty itself." The mother, Çiçek Hatun, 17 years old, silver blonde hair still braided like a Serbian princess, wept with joy and exhaustion. No one could have guessed that the same woman would one day lock the gate on that child and throw away the key forever. Çiçek had arrived in Topkapı as war booty. From the moment her bare feet touched the marble, another woman ruled the harem, Gülbahar Hatun, mother of the elder prince Bayezid. Gülbahar never raised her voice. She only needed one sentence, repeated for 23 years like slow poison. "You are a foreign slave girl. Your son, no matter how beautiful, will always be second. The throne belongs to the eldest." Every time a courtier praised little Cem, "He has his father's eyes, his father's courage," Çiçek felt the knife twist deeper. Every time Fatih took Cem hunting, while Bayezid stayed behind with books, Gülbahar's smile was a little wider. Cem was not raised in his mother's apartments. By order of the conqueror, the two princes grew up together under Gülbahar's roof, so they would never become enemies. Çiçek watched her son laugh in another woman's lap and swallowed the bitterness night after night. At night, Gülbahar whispered new fears. When the Sultan dies, if Cem takes the throne, he will strangle Bayezid within a week, and you with him. The eldest son always wins. Save yourself while you still can. Çiçek buried the hatred until it became part of her heartbeat. 3 May 1481. Mehmet the Conqueror collapses on a muddy road outside Istanbul. The news reaches Topkapı at dusk. Çiçek Hatun is alone in the harem when the black eunuch kneels and delivers the words that will destroy her son's life. Her first act is not to weep. Her first act is to walk to the great cedar gates of the harem, slide the iron bolt herself, and order every key hung around the neck of the chief black eunuch. Her second act is to write a single sentence on perfumed paper and seal it with green wax. "Bayezid, my lion, ride day and night. Your brother is already in Bursa. Save us." Meanwhile, in Bursa, Cem enters the city at sunrise. The ulema read the Friday sermon in his name. Coins bearing his tugra are struck before noon. The crowd roars the ancient cry, "Padişahım çok yaşa! Long live my sultan!" Only one place remains silent. Cem gallops to Topkapı in pouring rain, purple kaftan plastered to his body, and hammers on the harem gate with the hilt of his sword. "Valideciğim, anneciğim, open the door! It is your Cem!" Above him, behind the golden lattice, Çiçek Hatun stands motionless. Tears stream down her face, but her fingers never touch the lock. In that moment, 23 years of humiliation, fear, and envy explode inside her chest. She whispers to the empty air, "If Cem wins, Gülbahar was right all along and I am nothing. If Bayezid wins, I become the Valide Sultan and Gülbahar rots in the old palace." The gate stays shut. At dawn, Bayezid's janissaries flood the streets. Cem flees south with 40 loyal men and a heart his own mother has just murdered. Years later, in the loneliness of Rhodes, he will send her one letter, Valideciğim, am I not your son? The letter will reach Çiçek. She will faint. She will never answer. The rest of the tragedy is written by 3 more women who hated Cem almost as much as his mother had learned to. Bülbül Hatun, Bayezid's chief wife, the iron hand inside the velvet glove, begins the woman who truly ruled from the harem sofa, begins the longest ransom in history. Every year, on the anniversary of Cem's flight, 40,000 gold ducats sail west in green waxed chests. The message is always the same: keep him alive, keep him comfortable, never let him return. When the Knights of Rhodes grow bored, Bülbül simply buys the Pope. In March 1489, Cem is paraded into Rome on a white horse, cloth of gold kaftan glittering, thin golden chains disguised as jewelry clinking softly. The crowd cheers, believing they are watching the next conqueror of Istanbul. 3 nights later, he disappears into the stone bowels of Castel Sant'Angelo. The woman who now owns his days and nightmares is Vanozza dei Catanei, mother of Cesare and Lucrezia Borgia, lover and advisor to Pope Innocent VIII. She gives him Persian carpets, French wine, books in 7 languages. She also gives him a single drop of cantarella in his cup every evening. Never enough to kill, always enough to make him dream of gates that will not open. At midnight, she glides into his chamber, in black velvet, ambergris trailing behind her like smoke, and whispers, "Your brother pays me 45,000 ducats a year for the pleasure of your company. Your mother sends emeralds, so you never breathe Turkish air again. You are the most expensive pet in Christendom, my sweet prince." Cem tries everything. He offers conversion, refused. He offers his sword to Hungary, blocked. He begs to be allowed to die in battle. Vanozza only laughs and tightens the invisible leash. 1494. King Charles VIII of France invades Italy and demands Cem as a living weapon. The Pope, terrified, sells his golden prisoner one last time. On the road to Naples, the famous beauty is gone. Hair snow white at 35, wrists scarred by chains heavier than iron, emerald eyes hollow. He rides in a closed carriage, whispering the Turkish he had almost forgotten. "Valide, Valide, niçin bıraktın beni? Mother, Mother, why did you abandon me?" 25th February 1495. A borrowed palace in Naples. He drinks his evening wine and feels the fire race through his veins. This time, the dose is final. A priest is summoned. Cem clutches the silver Quran he has hidden for 14 years and speaks his very last words in Turkish. "Chain me in iron forever. Only save me from ever seeing another Turkish face again." He dies calling for the mother who sold him, the brother who paid to keep him in chains, the home 3 women made sure he would never see again. His embalmed body is displayed as a trophy for 4 more years. Only in 1499 does Bayezid pay the final installment to bring the corpse home. Even then, Çiçek Hatun does not attend her son's funeral. Under her pillow, they find the tiny embroidered handkerchief he used as a baby, and the single pearl he once dropped from his mouth, now stained with tears that had dried decades ago. 3 women achieved what no army ever could. A mother sold her son to erase 23 years of shame. A sister-in-law paid rivers of gold to keep hatred alive. A courtesan broke his soul while his heart still beat. The delicate golden chains he begged for still hang in the Vatican museums today. So light they look like jewelry. So heavy they crushed a lion. If this story tore your soul in half, wait until you meet Mehrimah Sultan, Suleiman's daughter, Rustem's wife, the woman who set fire to half the empire for love and drowned the other half in blood for power. That nightmare begins next. Subscribe, ring the bell. You won't survive what's coming.